Hi everyone! In today's video, it's a bit of a Charlotte Tilbury special. I'm going to be using every single one of the Beautifying Eye Trend palettes. This is Digital Lilac, my final of the 6 purchases. And I'm going to be teaming them with the new Rock & Kohl eye pencils to create some stunning and simple and lovely looks. And there's something for absolutely everybody, so please watch on. The Super Neutral palette is super wearable. It's probably the least obviously exciting of all the 6 palettes, but it is the most usable and the most, I suppose, also beginner friendly, and it's kind of no stress at all to use. With the addition of the Bedroom Black Rock & Kohl pencil, actually you can get a kind of lovely rock chick kind of look, which I am attracted to. I'm not quite sure whether it suits me or not, but it is fun to wear. And it's actually a really nice way of wearing the kajal in the waterline. Now these kajal pencils do last really well, I have found, in the waterline. I get a good sort of 8 hours out of them. With this look, as I said, it's very wearable. It's got that kind of classic rock look, which I really like, and I think in a way is timeless and suits all ages. Well, I'm clinging to that. So yeah, I mean, I hope you give this a go because it's actually the easiest look to pull off, I feel. Hypnotic Peacock really adds something to the Emerald Effect palette, which is actually my most used out of all 6 of the palettes. I'm not hitting pan, but there are definitely a couple of craters in a couple of the shades. But what the Hypnotic Peacock adds is that bluey greeny metallic shade, which actually isn't in the palette but corresponds and tones so beautifully, and actually again also in the inner waterline. It just goes really, really well. The smudginess of this particular pencil actually works well with the earthy tones that are in the eyeshadow palette itself. So I think it's a really good and interesting pairing. It's not really much of a secret for anyone who's joined me on this channel that I love denim dimensions, and I have to say now, with the addition of the Sapphire Nights Kajal pencil, we really are in the territory of sultry meeting sophistication. For me, this palette has always been a kind of summery palette, really. I kind of feel that, and I'm still waiting for the invitation, that if Jeff Bezos invited me on his yacht, this would be the palette along with some wonderful shimmering caftan that I would wear. Okay, that's a little window into my fantasy. Anyway, think rich sapphire blues and these lovely smoky greys that just kind of shimmer like the Mediterranean water. It's just a bold and effortless eye drama, which I really love, and the pencil is wonderful. Of the 6 palettes, Digital Lilac was the one that I ended up buying last, simply because every time I looked at it I thought, these are not colours I'm going to wear, I'm not going to get the use out of this palette, and actually maybe it's a little bit too bold even for me. How wrong I was, in true rom-com tradition. The one that I was least interested in wooing is the one that I've fallen in love with. I really do love this palette. It's just lovely. And with the Fig Smoulder, in a way, I think it makes it a little bit more grown up, a little bit more sultry, and it just adds a beautiful dimension to it, I have to say. It actually works, Fig Smoulder actually really works well in the waterline. For this look I didn't put it in the waterline because actually it was the final look that I did and my eyes had been worn out by the 6 looks. However, as you can see, I think it's a lovely, smooth look that's actually rather grown up, not very girly, and it doesn't have to be too disco. Romantic, dreamy pink love with the Rock and Kohl Smoky Bronze. Just goes really well together. It's funny, I would not necessarily have put the bronze with Pink Love. But actually, you know, yet again, you know, Charlotte shows us that she's the mistress of colour. Because it just looks great and it's really, really easy. And actually, what I like about it, as somebody who doesn't necessarily always want to have a very pink eye look, even though I'm attracted to these colours, the smoky bronze kind of roots it back into this earth tone that I find flattering and in a way is kind of my comfort zone. I've only recently bought the Pink Love and I have to say I do like it. It is a very, very soft palette, and particularly with the bronze eyeliner, it just softens everything. But it goes really well, not surprisingly, with Love Talk from the new lipsticks. I do like it as a look, even though on a sort of a medium skin tone, sometimes I think these light pinks can look a bit peculiar. But I do like it. I do wonder what you think though, so, you know, do let me know. Sensual Sunset is the warm palette lover's best friend, and now paired with Barbarella Brown, it's just a match made in heaven, really. The palette is soft and sexy and effortlessly radiant and just so easy to use. One swipe of the finger and you put it on your lids and it's a little bit of Barbarella Brown and it's just, you know, you're done, you look pulled together and it's just lovely. Perfect, absolutely perfect. You can step into golden hour with this palette or step into happy hour. The thing I would say about this palette is it's so versatile because it's got these sort of matte shades here, which are just brilliant if you want that kind of warm look but with no shimmer. They do kind of pop even though they're these beautiful mattes, so they're wonderful. You don't have to put the shimmer. Of course I've put it on because, you know, I'm on camera and it's fun to do, but all I'm saying is I think the reason why this is such a versatile palette is these colours are really usable and really wearable. I have actually just put that one on, this kind of, you know, soft cafe au lait colour there, just all over the lid with a little bit of eyeliner, and it's fantastic. So this is really worth looking at. I just think it's a little bit of an unsung hero because it probably looks a little bit duller in the pan, but it's fantastic. Thank you so much for joining me on this whistle-stop tour of Charlotte Tilbury's latest releases. I'm now going to go and lie down in a dark room and give my eyelids a little bit of a rest because they're somewhat worn out. However, it's all in the name of a good cause. So I will see you in the next video. Bye.